Do you want to make a Pokemon? Come on and build some sets with me. Today we'll be talking about Mew number 151. Well, okay, good evening, Spockalites. I have no idea what came over me. I'm very sorry about that, but my name is Spockles, and tonight I have a Mew to show you for the upcoming Gen 1 tournament, and I just wanted to show you the possibilities of this Pokemon and how it can fulfill anything you need on your team to get a competitive edge in the tournament. So, and other than that, there will be a surprise at the end of the video, but most of you already know this, but nonetheless, I'm not gonna spoil it right now. So, we are talking about Mew, the one and only creator of everything that is Pokemon, I guess. It is the godfather of Pokemon. It can learn pretty much any TM ever created. It has a vast move pool, and it has a base 100 across the board stats. As you can see here, those are all 100s. This means that it is actually a jack of all trade. What does that mean? It means that it can fulfill so many roles, but it will not be the best at every role. For example, you can make it a physical sweeper with 252 attack, 252 speed, a special sweeper with 252 special attack, 252 speed, a bulky sweeper with 252 HP, 252 in any of the attacks. You can make it a wall with 252 HP, 252 def, and special def. But of course, because of the 100 stat, it's very well rounded, but some things will still kill it. But because of the Gen 1 tournament, there has been a lack of very dedicated walls in general, and that is why I was considering this Pokemon, and I wanted to share with you, my lovely Spockalites, what I feel about this Pokemon. So this is a pretty impulsive video, meaning that I didn't really prepare anything, but that doesn't really matter. So I want to start off with building the first Mew that I made for my team, meaning that I had a lack of a special wall and I needed something. So let's just start with the stats. First of all, special wall, you need HP and you need the special def. So 252 in every point. Because it's a wall, I'm gonna put the remaining 6 in defense, and I'm gonna give it a I think I gave it a calm nature. No, not the calm one. Plus special, the careful nature. Minus special attack for the sole reason that it's gonna be supporting, and it's gonna either use foul play or knock off. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this lovely Pokemon learns knock off. One of the biggest come up moves from Generation 6. It got a huge buff. If the opponent, wait, let me just see right here. If the opponent has an item on it, then it will do 1.5 the damage. So 65 plus 32.5 is like 79.5. So let's just say it's 79 base power damage that it does, and it removes the item, which is always nice. No choice specs, no life orbs, no leftovers, no rocky helmets, all that good stuff. It's out of there. So that's the first attack I'm giving it. And so the second attack that I wanted to give it is something to support the team. So this is a special wall, but what I really like about my Pokemon is that they can burn shit, and Will-O-Wisp is a TM, and Mew is able to learn every TM move that is available, so Will-O-Wisp is a given. So here we have some very nice utility, and because it's a wall, of course it needs recovery, and he has plenty of options. He has the recover. No, he doesn't have the recovery. He has a soft boil. I'm very sorry about that. He has soft boiled. Heals the user by 50% of its max HP. It could also learn synthesis. Yes, it can also learn synthesis. So you basically have a choice between the two. Now, in general, I would advise to take soft boil because it's solid 50% HP. But there are moments that you can use Synthesis instead. Why? In Generation 1 there is a Pokemon named Ninetales, and he has the hidden ability Drought, and Drought basically puts the sun up. So if you are creating a Sun team, for example, with Ninetales, with Venusaur, then you might want to consider playing a Mew with a Synthesis, because Synthesis in the Sun heals the user by a weather dependent amount. In the Sun, that will be 66.6%, something like that. Doesn't show here, but yeah, it was something like that, so more than half. So if you're using a Sun team, I would suggest to run Synthesis. The weather battle in Gen 1 will not be that big because there's no Politoed, there is no Tyranitar, so basically if you run Ninetales, you run the only possible Sun team in the meta, in the predefined meta. So, but you don't want to have two healing moves, of course. Let's just say that for me, I took Soft Boil because I'm not playing a weather team this time. So basically you have here all the utility, the basic utility that you need. Now you have several options. You can either play Taunt. A Taunt is nice against Stall, against slow setup Pokemon. I'm thinking of Calm Mind Slowbro, I'm thinking of Leech Sheeting Tangela, whatever. Taunt will definitely be useful, especially with your base 100 speed. Without any investment, you will still be able to outspeed most of the tanks. So Taunt might be a very good option on that. A second option is, of course, if you don't have it yet, is Stealth Rock. Stealth Rock is always nice, especially in this meta. You have the Charizard, you have Aerodactyl, you have Dragonite, which has the multi-scale, so Stealth Rock is pretty important if you can have it. So this is the set I'm playing right now. And of course leftovers item for the passive recovery each turn, because you will be able to stall pretty much anything. But if you already have Stealth Rock, for example, there is another move that you can consider. That's Defog. Defog is an HM in Generation 4, I think, in Platinum and stuff like that. I don't know, in Generation 4, and with it you can get rid of screens, get rid of the entry hazards, get rid of leeches, I guess, as well. All those good stuff that your opponent wants to set up on you, you can just remove them with one simple attack, and it will never be never be negated. So there's, like, with Rapid Spin you have the ghost type. The one ghost type in the meta is Gengar, still a big threat. So Defog will always make sure that you have no entry hazards on your side of the field. So I was considering it, but I think, yeah, I don't know, Stealth Rock is already not that widespread in Generation 1. It's very difficult to get a good Stealth Rock because a lot of them learn it from Generation 4 or Generation 5, but not by breeding, but by move tutoring and TMs and all that good stuff. So I figured Defog wouldn't be that important, so instead I went for Stealth Rock, because I like Stealth Rock. And yeah, so that's my set at the moment. Now, you may think, okay, you know, a special wall, I don't need it, I have like Tentacruel, or I have like whatever. There is another option. Let's just take a new Mew here, new Mew, and can we click it? Yes, we can. Ah, there we go. Okay, so a second set is, instead of the special wall, you can just go for the physical wall. If, oh, that's a bit too much. If your team needs some good physical bulk, because the biggest physical sweepers in the tier, what are they? You have Hitmonlee, you have Machamp, you have Aerodactyl, you have Dragonite, and basically Mew can take any of them. So I'm just gonna put 6 points here. Yeah, it's 4 points, I don't care. 510 in total, but with a bold nature, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Bold defense plus defense minus attack. Again, I wanna go for impish nature plus defense minus special attack, because of knockoff again. So what we have here is you have a 404, 328, defensive Mew, so that is always nice. And let's just give it leftovers again, or even what you can also do is Rocky Helmet. Why not? Why not Rocky Helmet? Because you have reliable recovery. Once again, either in soft boiled or in synthesis, just depends on how your team is set up. Soft boiled for anything non-weathered, and synthesis for actually, come to think of it, synthesis might actually be a better move because Ninetales exists in the meta anyway, so you might want to consider synthesis, but the only downside is that it only has 8 PP while soft boiled has 16 PP, and this is with PP max and all that good stuff. So, but both are considerable. I'm gonna take soft boiled just for the reliability. Let's just put the synthesis away. And basically, you can use the same set that I've been using on the special defensive set. You can either again go with the Will-O-Wisp, because Will-O-Wisp is just awesome utility, and the knockoff to get some items off. So basically, here again you can go for Stealth Rock, you can go for whatever. Are there any other supportive moves? Yeah, you can go perhaps double status, Will-O-Wisp and Toxic, or Toxic, it learns that as well. You can go for the Will-O-Wisp Toxic, or I think Reflect and Light Screen are also options. Let's just check real quick. Light Screen, yeah, they're both TM, so he can learn them both. There we go. So you can make it a dual screener, and if you do that, you can just give it the Light Clay instead. And with the Light Clay, it will be able to keep your screens up for as long as possible. So let's just make a new set entirely. For this set, this physical set, yeah, you can basically just do that. But I don't think that knockoff would be a good option here. Maybe a stab attack, or just something that can do a decent amount of damage, like for example Foul Play. Don't forget, the Foul Play with all these physical attackers is actually a very nice option. You have set up Dragonite, you have set up Cloyster, you have Choice Bandit, whatever Pokemon. They all get hit pretty hard by Foul Play because it takes the user's attack stat in the damage calculation. So, no, the target's attack stat. So, that is always nice, especially against threats like Dragonite and all that. You have the Reflect to protect you. You have the stats to live at least some physical hits, and then you can just go back and damage them with Foul Play. But I prefer the special set because you can take special hits and then actually just burn the physical sweepers, and that is nice. Also, the combination Will-O-Wisp and Foul Play is actually very nice, because what happens is if you can burn the physical attacker like a Dragonite, like a Cloyster, which is nice, but the Foul Play will still use the full attack stat given by the burned victim. So that will do a shit ton of damage, and he will not do anything against you. So that is a nice combination. But there's also, of course, because of the 100 all-around stats, you have so many other possibilities. Did you know, for example, that Mew learns Baton Pass? And Baton Pass is very nice. What does Baton Pass do? Let's just click it right here. If the user switches out, passing stat changes and more. So what does that mean? Basically, you have your Swords Dance, because it's a TM, he can learn that. Or you have Nasty Plot, it can learn that. Or even, does it learn Agility? Probably not. No, it doesn't learn, it learns Rock Polish. Yeah, it learns Rock Polish. So what we have here are two free stat boosting moves. Swords Dance ups the attack by 2, Nasty Plot ups the special attack by 2, and Rock Polish ups the speed by 2. And what Baton Pass does is, after you've gotten this boost, you can just pass the boost to one of your teammates. For example, let's just say Nidoking. Nidoking is an awesome special sweeper with the needed coverage, with Life Orb and the Sheer Force combo. It can do a shit ton of damage. The only thing that is stopping Nidoking in its track is its lackluster speed. It's not that great. Like, let me just, for reference, let me just get Nidoking here, just real quick. So the Sheer Force. And let's just go to his stats. It has only 85 stats, so with the speed boost, let's give it a timid nature, plus speed minus attack. It only reaches 295 speed, which is, it's not bad, but it's not great. There are so many threats in Gen 1 that are still faster than Nidoking. Now let's go back to Mew and imagine that you give this guy a rock polish and it ups the speed by 2, and you pass this, meaning it doubles your speed stat. So for a Nidoking, that means that from 295 he will go to a whopping, and now I have to count, 590 speed. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Yes, 590 speed. After one rock polish boost, nothing will be able to outspeed it. The fastest Choice Scarf user would be Alakazam. He's the fastest Pokemon. No, the Electrode. Electrode is the fastest Pokemon, and even with the Choice Scarf, it would have 130 base speed with 1.5 boost, so 130 and 65 is 195 speed. And basically what you have, 195, yeah, it will probably the only thing that can outspeed you, because you will have around 170 base speed, around that. Okay, but Electrode is so frail that one Earth Power, if he decides to switch in, one Earth Power will be done, and it will probably, with a Scarf, Hidden Power Ice on an Electrode will not be able to take you out, unless you've taken prior damage. So basically that makes your Nidoking a very fearsome sweeper with the coverage like Thunderbolt and Sludge Wave, why the fuck not, Earth Power, why do I have Sludge now? I don't want Sludge, I want Sludge Wave. There we go. The Earth Power, and then you can just go for Flamethrower. Why not? This gives you basically all the coverage that you need. The only thing that doesn't take super effective damage from these attacks is like Gengar and stuff, but it is so frail that it doesn't really matter. So you give it a Life Orb, and basically because you passed the Rock Polish to the Nidoking, you have a very fearsome sweeper. Now, this might be predictable, and you might even give a Nasty Plot and a Rock Polish to Nidoking, but people are gonna know this. So another thing that you can bet and pass is a Substitute, because that is also passed as well. But if you go for a Substitute set, you might want to go 252 in HP, because with the 404 at level 100 you get exactly 404 HP, meaning that, for example, Chansey will not be able to break your Substitute with a Seismic Toss. So because Seismic Toss will only do 100 damage at level 100, but if you go to level 50 it will only do 50 damage, and look at that, 207, you take 1/4 of that, that is just a little more than the 50 damage that it will be able to do, and that has always been a nice stat to go with. So you might want to do that. If you want to pass Substitute, just go with speed. Let's give it a jolly nature, just for fun's sake. You can give it some speed, you can give it a Substitute, and then you can bet and pass this out. So Mew is a very nice team player. So these are free supporting sets, so supporting the team a little bit, but he can also be a very threatening sweeper in itself. So let's just take a new Mew. Go away, Nidoking, we don't need you. I am rhyming up in here. Okay, so you can give it a Life Orb, for example, or whatever, but the thing that you want to do is you can either go, because this is a timid nature, let's just go 252 special attack, 252 speed, and let's just put those last points in HP, and basically Mew can learn any TM in the game. So for example, you already have Thunderbolt and Flamethrower, rounded off with a Psychic, and basically you can go for a nasty plot right here. So what you have here is you have yourself a setup sweeper. Now this is not the best set, I'm gonna be honest, it's not the best set. This is just off the top of my head, that with 100 base speed, a decent amount of bulk actually, because you have 236 and 342 HP. That is some decent bulk. So unless you get hit by super effective attacks, you will be able to live some attacks. And you can just go with Nasty Plot and sweep around a little bit, especially if you do some Thunder Wave support in between or something. So a fearsome late game sweeper, but also just I think one of the better sets, one of the sets I would prefer as an offensive set is a move that only Psychic types learn. But of course Mew can learn this as well, is Trick. And what Trick does is it passes your item, and then you can just give it a choice item of your choice. Okay, so you have the choice of Choice Band, Choice Specs, both increase the holder's attack or special attack respectively, or a Choice Scarf, increasing your speed. And this basically makes you a very terrifying sweeper. For example, let's take the Choice Band set, because I do feel that it can learn U-turn. Of course it can learn U-turn because it's a TM. And then you have your basic Psychic attack, basic stab, Psychic attack. What is physical? What's it called? I don't remember. Where is it? A Psychic physical move. Psychic physical move. Can it actually learn a Psychic physical move? Zen Headbutt, that's what it's called. That's what it's called. And it's a Z. There we go, the Zen Headbutt. Basically Zen Headbutt can take down the Machamps, can take down the Gengars, can take down anything poison, the Venusaurs and the whatchamacallits. And it's a great stab attack, and with Choice Band it will hurt a lot, because Steel types resist it, and they are not present in the Gen 1 meta except for Magneton, and Dark types aren't present at all. So the only thing to really resist a Psychic attack is Magneton, I believe. So that is always a great stab to have, and then you can just round off the coverage a little bit. So you can give it the Fire Punch. Why can you give it the Fire Punch? Because it's a move tutor attack in Generation 5. So I am showing you this set as well, and finally you can go for a Choice Specs set or a Choice Scarf set. So basically the Band and the Specs set can also be replaced with the Scarf set if you need a Revenge Killer. But let's just go for a Choice Specs set this time, and we can give it Volt Switch instead. You can give it Psychic as a powerful stab attack. Okay, you can give it Focus Blast as a powerful fighting type attack. You can give it maybe, I think it learns Aura Sphere. It learns Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere is better than Focus Blast because it's reliable damage, and with the Choice Specs that is always nice. And then you can just give it Trick again. If there is a wall, if there is anything that really annoys you, you can just trick it, your Choice Specs or your Scarf or your Band, and then you can just take it out. So in this case you just give it 252 stats in both. You can just give it a 6 HP, give it a timid nature, and there you go. Now you have a powerful sweeper with 328 speed, which is pretty fast. There are not many things that can outspeed timid 100 base speed. So I think there's like Rapidash and all that, but you survive those things unless it crits. And yeah, basically that is what Mew is all about, and there are so many other options that you can do. So just go check out the Cetibi page, open Mew in Gen 6, and just marvel in all the attacks that it can learn. It can support you with a trick room. It can just status all the Pokemon. It can put the screens. It can put stealth rocks. It can get rid of stealth rocks. It can get rid of screens. It can do anything. So if you're building your team for the Gen 1 tournament on the 24th of May, hosted by Pokeplay, yes, I keep on rhyming today. Make sure to consider Mew both as a threat to take care of, as well as a viable member for your team. Now, that being said, I have a surprise for you people, because I love you all so much, and I do know that it's very hard to get a Mew with the proper stats, with the proper IVs, with the proper attacks, especially those attacks prior to Generation 6. So what I am offering is to every person that subscribes to for the tournament and shows up on the tournament can send me a message with the Mew that they would like to use. So you just give the set, you give the IV spread, you give the EV spread, you give the attack, the 4 attacks that you want. You tell me the nature that you want to have on this Mew, and you tell me if it has to be shiny or not. The only thing that I can't give you is the item, because I can't transfer items, and I don't have that many items for myself. And 2, I will not be nicknaming the Pokemon for you, for the sole reason that I don't want to take any risks with the Poke Transporter, that the Mew will not be able to get the nickname or whatever, and basically just, you know, Mew is Mew. So that is my offer. So the only thing you have to do is go to the Pokeplay page on Facebook. I will put a link in the description below. If you're not already a member for Pokeplay, you apply yourself. You send one of the admins a message that you want to join the group, and you, in this application, you make a reference to me, to Spockles, and you say that I send you and that you want to participate in the tournament, and for that you need to apply yourself for the Pokeplay group and all that good stuff. That's the first step. The second step is, of course, that you go to the event that is indicated in the Pokeplay group, that you are going to the event on the 24th of May in Sint-Niklaas in Belgium. So, of course, you have to be around from the region, I guess. You have to be from Belgium or Holland or Luxembourg or France or England if you want to make the trip and all that stuff. But it's just a small tournament, so I mean, don't fly all the way from America if you're interested. That would be a bit silly. But it's just a nice gathering of people. And you get to meet me, so that's also nice, I guess, kind of. And on the 24th of May, on the Saturday, the tournament will start at 1 o'clock, and I will be there between 11 and 12 o'clock. And if you show up at that moment, just come say hi to me. I'll be the big jolly dude chatting up all the pretty girls, and yeah, just tell me that you sent me a Pokemon, you tell me your username that you've contacted me with, and I will give you that Pokemon, so you will be able to use it in that tournament. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it very useful. If you did, make sure to leave a like and sub to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. My name is Spockles.